Today's a notable event for the province I live in, Nova Scotia, Canada. There's a partial lifting of the mask mandates. Some are delighted by this, some not so much, which makes sense because it is and has been a controversial topic. Not long ago, my husband and I were having coffee at our favorite mall, not too far from here. As we had our lunch and we're sitting down at the table, I offered to go grab us some drinks. So on the way to the coffee shop, I hurriedly picked up my mask and put it on before I stepped up. So when it came time for me to step up to the plexiglass, when the waiter has a mask on, you have a mask on, and there's a plexiglass between the two of you, you have to yell to be heard. So I said in my best voice, "A coffee and a hot chocolate, please." And looking at me rather intently, he paused and then he said, "Yes, ma'am." Upon returning to the table with my husband, joining my husband, I relayed what happened, how the guy delivering the coffee seemed to be taken with the way I looked. Well, as I took off my mask, I saw that my mask had a decoration. My earring, this is the this is the actual earring, had somehow come loose from my ear and was hanging somewhere about here from the top corner of where my mask would be. So as I was ordering my coffee, this little dangly earring was right about there. And I still laugh at what I must have looked like. And my husband and I laughed about what this the employee, coffee shop employee, might say to his coworkers. He might say something like, "Just when you've seen it all, you see something else. You see a lady decorating her mask. They're really getting into this." Well, anyway, that was a good laugh. And it got me thinking about humor. And it got me thinking about a verse in the Bible. It's in Ecclesiastes, and it's chapter 3, verses 1 and 4 in the New Living Translation. It says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to cry and a time to laugh." A time to laugh. It's in the Bible. A time to grieve and a time to dance. And the act of making fun of ourselves and not taking life too seriously, it de-stresses us. And if we're too serious all the time, it doesn't help anyone or anything. We live in a tired world where both sadness and humor have their place. And today, when we watch the news, there isn't much to laugh about. But we can't carry the whole weight of the world on our shoulders. We weren't designed for that. God didn't create us to carry the weight on our shoulders. We're not strong enough. We don't have all the answers. Now, we should definitely pray for them. Definitely pray. The Bible admonishes us, encourages us to pray about all things. We can do what we can, and we must do what we can, everything we can for those less fortunate than we are. But in our concern and caring, let's not forget to laugh at ourselves and to take a moment to see humor in the situation, just as I did when I accidentally decorated my mask, thereby entertaining a coffee shop employee, maybe even making his day. So I leave you with that now. I hope I brought a smile to your face. And I encourage you to look for humor in whatever situation you find yourself. Be happy, care for all those that are in trouble, in dire straits, but be happy and find humor in your day-to-day life. So as I am finishing up my coffee and getting on with my day, you get on with your day as well. And as I say, look for some humor. And for those of you midlife women who feel broken, remember you might be a little bit broken. You might be a lot broken. But remember that you are beloved. So until next time, I'm going to say so long, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye-bye. And be happy. Smile.